Oh, happy Alien Day! Yeah! Ooh.
You write something on my face?
All right. Hello, everybody out there. This is going to be a little bit of a different format of a show tonight. We were supposed to have our guest, Chaz DeMoz from, Crypticon, Colorado, on here tonight. Unfortunately, we haven't heard from him. I hope he's okay. Chaz, if you're watching, if you're able to let us know that you're all right, and the door's open for you to come on. You've got the link. I know we tried connecting the other day, but I guess stuff happens. Anyway, we sincerely would love to learn more about Crypticon, Colorado, and all the cool stuff that you guys plan on bringing to Colorado, and introduce you to the Colorado community. But anyway, so this is a rare opportunity for me to talk with you. If you have any comments, please comment in the comments column there on whatever platform, Facebook, YouTube, that you're watching. And I'd really like to chat about all the cool stuff that's going on, here in Colorado within the horror community. There's so many things. We have such an amazing, community of talent, and it's really just absolutely, fantastic. So clearly, completely unscripted tonight. It's a very unique situation. Oh, we got our first comment. Let's see. Ella Strange says we're here. Well, hey, Scott. Hopefully you and Lori are doing all right. Thanks for joining us. This year we've got so many events coming up. Of course, we just had Wicked West Comic Expo in Loveland. I know the organizers there don't really think of it much of as a horror event, but there's a lot of horror comic book creators that usually table there. And, myself and my partners with Colorado Festival of Horror included, and that was absolutely magnificent this year. And looking forward to next year. And of course, I think in a couple of weeks we've got Rocky Mountain Nightmares, which is the next horror convention that's coming from out of state. I think it branches off of Motor City Nightmares. That's right. Yeah, I've had Tommy on here, interviewed her before, so that'll be exciting. This weekend for comic book fans, we've got Decaf. What is it? The Denver comics and comics and art fest. That's what it means. It's really new. They do little pop-up events, and I can't wait to check that out. Look that up on Facebook. That I think is going to be on Santa Fe Drive here in Denver at it was at the Towns, Small Towns Collective. I'm not sure the exact, place and time for that. It's going to be 11 a.m. To 4 p.m. on Saturday. So definitely look that up on Facebook. And then the following week after that is Free Comic Book Day, which is going to be at every comic book store. I myself will be tabling at Mutiny Information Cafe. Hopefully my lovely girlfriend will be joining me, Elisa Sargent. We have a couple comic book projects together. Stanley Kaiju and her When Big Things Attack. So make sure you pick up a copy. Of course, make sure to pick up the horror comics that they're offering for free. There's quite a bit. I'm sure I see Brett is posting in the comic section. Blah. And I'm sure he'll probably post a list of some of those comics that these amazing publishers are giving to you for free, because it promotes literacy. It gets new audiences to look at these wonderful storytelling platforms and just amazing art too. And come out and meet the artists. I think Mutiny said they're going to have some cosplayers, so they'll have people that have worked in the craft of costume making out of their favorite characters. So that should be really cool. Let's see here. Yeah. And Brett was just reminding me that Colorado Festival of Horror will also be tabling at Rocky Mountain Nightmares. So that'll be really cool. And then I think at the beginning of June will be Iacon, which is amazing. That's our friends, Christina and Raphael Badhand. They are putting this on with the Denver Art Museum and the McNichols Event Center, and I think the city of Denver. And that's going to focus on indigenous arts and pop culture. So that'll be fantastic. Rashad Santiago is one of their guests. If you're not familiar with him, he makes some amazing special effects, practical effects, costumes and stuff, masks. He was featured on Sci-Fi Channel's Face Off, that competition show, which is fantastic. And then I think they might be bringing out some guests from this latest Predator movie called Prey. I'm hoping. Christina and Raphael, if you're out there watching this and I'm misspeaking, feel free to reach out and kick my ass, because I probably need it. We've got some folks down here that are really looking to Rocky Mountain Nightmares and Crypticon. And I think and then of course we got Morbid Curiosities and HearstCon, and I think that'll be the same weekend as Iacon. So I mean, there's so many amazing things to do. And in Morbid Curiosities and HearstCon is fantastic. I think that's Zachary Helm. Zachary, if you're out there watching, feel free to reach out and correct me and kick my ass. But that is an absolute lovely show. It's usually at the Stampede. I think it's at the Stampede this year as well. And that's in Aurora. It's a wonderful venue, for that type of events. If you're really into like goth culture and also heavy metal and kind of alternative lifestyles, it's really cool for that. If you're into horror and kind of curious collectibles, things kind of off the beaten path, it's great. And also you get to see all these Mad Max decked out hearses. It's fantastic. I think one of Zachary's has disabled Gatling guns or something on them. Let's see here. What else? Brett, you are a godsend. You are just posting all kinds of amazing stuff. Not Chase is certainly looking forward to Rocky Mountain Nightmares and Crypticon. And then, of course, Brett was nice enough to, let's see here. Wow, I have not heard of this one, Brett. In June, we're planning an event in Boulder for Friday Night Weird too. I think that's going to be some screenings with our friends Jack Hanley and his partner Shay. We talked to him last week, so hopefully we can continue or putting that together for you. And then in July, we'll be connecting with our friends at 6 Feet Under Horror Fest in Colorado Springs. They'll be doing some special horror shorts. So I don't know if they're going to be accepting any submissions, but definitely go to their website. I think it's just 6 Feet Under horrorfest.com, I think. I'm sure Brett will reach out and correct me if I am wrong. So yeah, a lot of great stuff. LS Strange says that they're going to be at Rocky Mountain Nightmares, so we will be seeing them there in May, just a few weeks. And yeah. And then it was brought to my attention that it's going to be, I think a goth takeover at a lakeside amusement park. So that's going to be pretty awesome. I think that's if John's watching, I think that's going to be in what is that, May? I think the end of May. So definitely look out for that. Yeah, there's so much going on. I can barely, touch on it. But one of the great things about, Colorado is we have an amazing, thriving horror community and, just so much, talent just, kind of oozing out all over the place. It's absolutely wonderful. There's, a lot of people don't realize this, but we have, one of the, if not the, best scenes for haunted houses. I think there's more haunted houses in ratio to population in Colorado than any place else in the U.S. You're welcome to challenge me on that. We've got, of course, Terror in the Corn at Anderson Farms, and I definitely recommend booking your family, gathering over there. I think they start booking towards the end of August, and it is absolutely spectacular. The haunted house itself is, for me, just head exploding. I will say this: I'm the most terrible person you can go to a haunted house with. I am that guy in that group, that crowd that will sit there and gawk at the details. Well, this is very nice. How did you make this? This is really cool. Look at that chainsaw. It doesn't have a chain on it. It's, it's very nice. That's an amazing amount of blood that you've got there. What's the recipe? And, the performers, they hate me, and I don't blame them. But I'm more interested in the craft. My lovely girlfriend, she really gets into it, and the chainsaws go, and she runs, and I sit there and just take in the ambiance. So 13th Floor is another really good one. I think that's a chain now. There's so many home haunts too. I know, speaking of home haunts, like our friends at Distortions Unlimited, they like to go out over into California, I think it's LA, and help set up Dick Van Dyke's home haunt. And, he's in his 90s. He needs a little help, but damn, is that guy spry. Brett was nice enough to update me that the goth takeover of Lakeside Amusement Park is May 20th. Yes, that'll be so much fun. Definitely go out there and check that out. Some of the other things that Denver's really good about is its curation. When it comes to like film programming and event event programming. Some of our favorites, of course, nice shout out to the Denver Film Center with the Denver Film Society over there. Keith Garcia over there is heading that up. He does an astounding job, putting so many shows and programs together with his team, and they are unmatched. They are so passionate and they're fun to work with. And through there, we've got, amazing programs like, Scream with Teresa Mercado, and she is absolutely exquisite, putting, her shows and programmings together. She has introduced me to, not only new films, but whole genres that I am just absent-minded or, don't know anything about. And it's always been, incredibly informative and educational. I think my favorite experience was seeing Sleepaway Camp. I think just months before the pandemic, before, the world shut down and we couldn't go to movie theaters and enjoy each other's company. Watching these amazing films together. And that was a really endearing experience for me. I brought my friend Stephen Santa Cruz, and I think I met Brett and Brian Bonner there, and and Felissa Rose was there. And it was really, just a lovely, lovely evening. It was amazing to experience that film on the big screen with an audience. Because the last time I experienced that film, I think I was a teenager. It was on VHS, and that experience was completely different. Back then I was a different person, way dumber than I am now, and that's not saying a lot, to be honest. But to having that type of energy and, being in a group setting in the theater where everybody's responding to the screen, to all the laughs and the little nuanced, tongue-in-cheek humor and some of the satire that goes with it too. It was fantastic. So, that made me a little bit more conscientious of when and where I go to see a movie with an audience, because that audience experience, it can't be matched. It certainly can't be matched at home where you're stuck like streaming and it's just you and maybe the immediate family or friends. It's a different experience. So yeah, there's that. Definitely, look up the C Film Center and their programming. They're always doing something cool. Scream Screen, I think it's screamscreen.com. Check that out. I'm not sure when their next programming is. I know they're in, is it Florence, Colorado? Is it this week? At the hot springs there, which is very deserty. They are showcasing, The Hills Have Eyes, the classic Wes Craven movies. One of my favorite Wes Craven films. For me, it's right up there. Like my favorite Wes Craven movie is People Under the Stairs, and I think The Hills Have Eyes are a close second. And then, of course, Nightmare Before Elm Street is just an amazing film. Never been a big Last House on the Left fan. That's a little too much for me. That's, which is really weird because, I hold Hills Have Eyes in a high regard. But anyway, let's see here. So other curation. There's Andy Scotthill, who is a CU film professor. He has his, Rainbow Cult, programming. I don't think it's at the C Film Center anymore. I'm not sure where its new home is going to be, but he really plays into LGBTQ film, commentary and pop culture that plays into that. And so I think that the next film is going to be Serial Mom with John Waters. So any of you Child's Play, Chucky fans, you'll know John Waters from that those films because of his cameo. But he's also an amazing underground, and really he's not underground. I mean, he's just right there, running stride, in stride with the rest of pop culture. One of my favorite directors and one of my favorite personalities, probably, of all time. That's easy to say. And but yeah, look out for um, rainbowcultdenver.com, and they should have programming there. They're also selling amazing t-shirts and apparel, and to coincide with Scream Screen, go look up Cult Legacy. They also have amazing fan apparel and pens and stuff like that for some of your more obscure, cool underground horror films, and the occasional more pop culture treasures too. So amazing talents over there with the main artist. I'm gonna butcher her name. It's Fenny or Feeney. It's one of those. Anyway, they did a fantastic article with her in the Westward, in Denver Westward. So definitely look up. I'm just giving you guys nuggets to go find. This stuff is so fun to go and look and find these hidden treasures. It's like going to the record store, man. You don't know what you're gonna find. To some degree, it's like me searching the internet, like YouTube, to go find an obscure band, from maybe Japan or France that I wouldn't normally, have access to, let alone find an album in the record store. But it's a similar feeling. Just obviously, if it's online, it's less tangible, right? That dexterity is gone. So, what else? Oh, yeah, we've got, let me take a sip of my coffee. We'll take a little moment of silence here. All right. Yeah, still with the curation theme of films. One of my favorite, little underground, groups that does like pop-up screenings from here and there, is Horrible Things. It's a film club. I think they're it's an online membership. I think they're to capacity, but they do some really cool events and some meetups, and they like to feature and champion a lot of different filmmakers that most people wouldn't be really privy to. Elise and I, this we got invited to a screening. It was absolutely wonderful. Elise and I keep really weird schedules. I am usually absolutely worthless at this time. That's why I'm drinking coffee. So much coffee. But I'm usually worthless come this time in the evening, and I usually am fall asleep, and my biological clock gets me up at 3 a.m. So they invite us to a screening. It's at 7 o'clock. Elise and I are, like trying to be adults and do the adult thing and hang out with you cool adult people, and watch this really cool movie that I didn't know anything about. And the film was Rent-A-Pal. And it was made by local filmmakers, and Eric and Mandy at Horrible Things. Forgive me, the names of the filmmakers has slipped my mind, but I'm told that you can go out and watch it on Hulu. This was a film that was shot in Denver. It's incredibly well made. It is a psychological horror thriller about kind of a shut-in guy taking care of mom back in the 80s, and he wants a friend. He's seeking a friend, but he goes about it through like these VHS companions, and it's psychologically that just kind of takes over, and he substitutes real friendship for this media friendship, and it's kind of echoes what a lot of people, I think, go through with media addiction on your iPhones and stuff. Yeah. Anyway, really good film. Highly recommend it. The reason it didn't get a lot of attention was it came out right as COVID-19 hit and everything shut down. So there wasn't any public screenings or anything like that. From what I understand, that was like the second or third public screening and the first Q&A the filmmakers did, even while Elise and I were kind of trying to wake each other up and stuff. And we were a mess. But Eric and Maddie, thank you for putting that on. It is really important to support new talent that's coming through, and hopefully I can have them on this show and be able to chat with them. Let's see here. So yeah, film is really important. One of the things that we're doing also with Colorado Festival of Horror, and we're hoping to continue this with the Denver C Film Center, is we have a series we're trying to keep going, and it's called Double Feature. Whoa, Double Feature. And what that is we take a local or kind of obscure or unknown filmmaker, and we take their films and we marry it to another more well-known feature film that they were inspired by. So the first one that we did was with our friend Ryan Polisky of Bloodshed Death Bath Productions. And Ryan is like kind of a tour de force talent in that he's definitely a jack of all trades, but he's an expert in all those trades. So he's a fantastic filmmaker. He has multiple bands. He has his own, recording album label with those bands. And then he produces his own films and own shorts, usually ridiculous horror shorts. We featured his horror short film series called Motel London, about hobo wizards, and we married those films with Fright Night, the original 1985 Fright Night, from Tom Holland, the filmmaker, not the Spider-Man actor from the Marvel Universe. So that was, absolutely fantastic. And it was just a wonderful, dare I say, magical night. It's, here we are in the, it's like Disneyland, right? Using the word magical. But it so was. And hopefully we introduced, new people to Ryan's work, and people that haven't seen Fright Night, seen that on the big screen. I've never seen it on the big screen. I've always seen it, growing up on the small screen. And did my internet just collapse? Oh, I'm back. Sorry. Hopefully, nothing's collapsing on your end. Scott sent me something on Last House on the Left. Let's see what he says. The original Last House on the Left was good enough to get me at about 8 years old. Snuck into the theater. Jeez. That's pretty intense. Yeah. Wow, Scott. Yeah, that would be one that would unnerve me. As so many viewers out there know, my favorite horror movie is Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original one from 1974. From Tobe Hooper. And good God, that is an amazing film. Every time I watch it, I get nightmares. It's something I love because it really does terrify me. It unnerves me. It moves me. Not every good film, needs to like move me in a warm, fuzzy, way. That's not always what good art does, right? But Yeah, Brett's saying Fright Night was great, and even all those glowing vampire teeth in the theater. Yeah, we handed out a lot of glow in the dark vampire teeth, and you had to charge those up with the flashlight on your phone, and get that going, and yeah, it was really fun. Uh, so those type of things are what we're trying to push, and we had our great sponsors. Dragon Meadery was also there. They brought their mead, their bloody mead. I don't know, it was good. I don't. Yeah, Brett, forgive me. I don't drink, so I don't even know what meadery is. Coffee is the extent of it as far as like stimulants go. Anything. I mean, clearly, look at me. I'm just rambling on. How's your day? It's actually kind of room temperature coffee at this point. Yeah. So we're hoping to continue that. We've had a couple things pitched, and I know between like Smurf and I, my partner with that project, as well as my partners with Colorado Festival of Horror. To be fair, we're all Colorado Festival of Horror, so we're looking to do the next one and champion another filmmaker that we feel needs more attention. I know Horrible Things Film Club does that very well, and we hope to kind of continue that. Let's see here. What else? There's so many things. We've got there's Crypticon in August. Oh, also in August, our friends in Greeley, the Greeley Monster Day event. I think it's the third weekend in August. It's a one-day event. It's a Saturday in Greeley, Colorado. Greeley and Distortions Unlimited. If you're not familiar with them, get familiar with them. Look up distortionsunlimited.com. They are amazing. They are this hidden treasure. They're kind of the celebrities of Greeley, Colorado, which is an area I grew up in, and so did our friend Chris Jatat of Phantom Mate Tattooing. But anyway, which incidentally, Chris occasionally sculpts props for Distortions Unlimited. Distortions Unlimited, that's a husband and wife team. It's a family-owned operation. It's Ed and Marcia Edmonds. They do amazing stuff. They build animatronics, masks, you name it. They're known all around the world. They do props for Alice Cooper's stage production, Megadeths, you name it. Obviously Dick Van Dyke, we mentioned him. But yeah, them and Greeley, they teamed up. They put together a Monster Day event. It's to promote anti-bullying causes, which is great. They create these little monster characters that are like cutesy little gremlins and stuff. Like each year they add another character, but they bring out vendors and do a lot of creative art demos, like mask making, mask molding, mask painting, stuff like that. They have animatronics out and about. They put on a couple of different stage shows and stuff. The HearstCon guys are always out there, which is great. COFOH, Colorado Festival of Horror, is going to have a table out there. It's going to be spectacular. Let's see here. Oh, Brett just posted some more. Oh, yep. Thanks, Brett. Greeley Monster Day is actually August 12th. So that's going to be fantastic. And then let's see here. Thanks for reminding me, Brett. We are going to be having, for Colorado Festival of Horror, we have a beer with Outworld Beer or Brewery. It's a beer launch party, and it's going to be at Outworld in Longmont on September 9th. So, and that's going to be one week before the our event, which is going to be September 15th through the 17th. It's going to be amazing. We're at a new location. We're at the Marriott in South Park Meadows, which is in Lone Tree. So slightly different county than Denver County, but we're still it's still Denver. So it's just South Denver, right? So just off of I-25 in Park Meadows Mall. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Bigger space, more inclusive. We're going to be able to do a lot more. We're going to have our main stage going almost nonstop. Just depends on how much stuff we can fill it. We're definitely going to be having the return of Inked in Blood, the tattoo competition. So make sure to sign up for that. We'll be distributing flyers for that. We'll also have the Gore Galore cosplay competition. This will be year 3 of that. So, definitely look out for that. We're going to be having a few other added things that we're not quite ready to announce yet, but they are going to be special. And they're going to be able to connect a lot of talent and creators with an immediate audience and just kind of gush over all the cool stuff that's going on. Let's see here. Some of our guests that we've announced, and like this week we've just announced Carolyn Williams of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, and of course, she was just in Renfield with Nicolas Cage and Nicholas Hoult. If you haven't seen that movie, I had a good time. Nick Cage as Dracula, he's just eating the scenery and eating the actors in the scenery too, which I'm fine with. That was a fun horror comedy. And a lot of you viewers know my favorite genre of horror is horror comedies anyway. So I eat that stuff up. It's great. So much fun. Definitely recommend seeing that. But yeah, so we got Carolyn Williams. We've also announced Michelle Bauer of Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers and Sorority Babes of the Slime Ball Bolorama. So she'll be out, and of course, our near and dear friend and family member to Colorado Festival of Horror, Monique Dupree of Shakespeare Shitstorm. If you haven't seen that movie, definitely I highly recommend it. It's not everybody's taste. I get it. It's a Lloyd Kaufman film who, he's practically, my dirty uncle. I know if Zach Bynes is watching, it's definitely his too. And Richard Taylor and the trauma crew that's out here. But yeah, Monique has probably the most dramatic role in that film. She absolutely shines. And she's going to be bringing her family out, and they are absolutely lovely people. Inari and her husband Saint, and they're super talented. So I can't wait to hang out with them again. And we hope to see you out there too. Oh my God, we can't do this stuff, create these events and stuff without you. And that's the beauty of Colorado. It's like, not only is there so much talent, but there's so many passionate fans. And really, you don't know this, but all the fans, they're everybody. Even if you don't think you're a horror fan, trust me, you are. Horror movies are and horror novels and horror graphic novels and spooky, bands and metal. I mean, all that kind of dangerousness to it all. That's what we all live for. And it's I definitely recommend you guys jumping in, participating, and having fun with it. And the nice thing with horror fans is they are so passionate. They're so into whatever you're creating. That's horror based. It's not. It's unlike any other fandom that I've experienced. and so many people that say that they're not. I've experienced them. It's like, oh yeah, that is kind of cool. That is pretty neat. Ooh, that kind of spooky. It gets the blood going, man. It's freaking just amazing, and it's amazing to really meet so many people over that and just realize that you love this stuff and you gush over it. It really does bring the community together. Whatever the genre, and also gets the conversation started. It's that type of genre that is easier to get the conversation started than I think almost any other genre of film or books, I would say. But it's absolutely fantastic. Let's see here. And then, we've got, of course, Brett's, updating me too. Of course, we've got our cosplay, extraordinaire, Colin Cole, and of course, paranormal investigator Brian Bonner, who's also part of our organizing team as well. Montavious, hey buddy, how are you? Good to see you. Just made the live. Oh, good. Yeah, because we hate for you to make the dead. I think what you're referring to is, reruns, as the network kids used to call it, or just calling it or catching it, on my platform or Facebook page. I've been talking a lot. Sorry. When I get going, it's nuts. Basically, I'm just vomiting out words, and you guys are very patient and pleasant to do me the honor of listening, and make sure, feel free to comment, ask questions, anything that you ask me a question about what I think about whatever, that's fine. Brett is reaffirming horror is pretty much a part of every genre. I would agree. So, you're going to have aspects of it, in the simplest dramas or the funnest comedies. It's always fun to play on that. It's always fun to play elements of horror, to comedy and to drama, and kind of more ambiguous type films or underground, flavors. It's here, and Brett's nice enough to also remind me that Anderson Farms, Tearing the Corn, and Wizard's Chess are coming back. They're going to be in our dealer room. They're sponsors. Hex Publishers, which is a wonderful Denver-based publishing imprint, is fantastic. Definitely check them out there. I think, Brett, we are going to be doing some amazing projects with them. I don't know if we can announce that yet, so I won't unless you post it. And then I will announce it, sir. And then let's see here. What else? Oh, for all of you out there, check out Denver Horror Collective. They are an amazing group of horror creators. Most of them are writers, but there's comic book creators in that group. There are special effects guys. There are filmmakers also in that group. And they come together and they critique each other's work, give each other feedback, publish anthologies too. Very similar to Hex Publishers, but this is more of a co-op type feel. It's more communal based. Josh Schlossberg, puts that together, and our friends, Jameis Wilkes, and I think Zach Hennessy participates in that. Here, I think there's a few other people that I've interviewed that have have published works with them and stuff. It's wonderful. And of course, Brett is saying here that, what is Brett saying? LL Strange has some special surprises for the attendees. That's true. They are a sponsor. They are a husband and wife writing team that will be at COFOH this year. Yes, Rocky Mountain Nightmares just chimed in. Did I miss the guest, or am I early? No, you are late. Unfortunately, our guest, Chaz, hasn't popped in. We hope he's okay. We haven't heard from him. The link is live. Chaz, if you're watching, you can pop in. If we need to reschedule, hit me up. Just want to introduce you to the Denver community. And yeah, you know, and very interested in seeing what Crypticon can bring to Denver. But yeah, it's yeah, these things happen. So luckily, I can pivot. And granted, it's mostly a lot of word vomit that's just kind of coming out of my mouth. But I thought it'd be a great opportunity just to chat about all the cool stuff that's horror related happening in Denver and in Colorado and the surrounding areas. Yeah, it's here. Horror translates into every language, kind of like porn. Incidentally, you know, if you want to see you know, contemporary advances in media, go to porn. So anyway, thanks, Jason. Jason's one of our you know, super volunteers, and he's also a creative collaborator. We're working on a really cool project together, and that's hilarious. Dan interviewing Dan rocks. Yeah, if I have to think on that, my head will explode, because, you know, as Jason knows, there's not a lot of activity going on here. Not at all. Nope. And yeah, Rocky, yeah, Mountain Nightmares. Excited to be part of Denver Horror. I love you guys. I think that's Tommy. That's you know, chatting there. So thanks, Jason. I love your show too. So anyway, yeah, pay attention to Colorado Festival of Horror. You know, visit our website at COFestivalofhorror.com. We'll have updates there. Visit our Facebook page at facebook.com/COFOH Horror. And yeah, we've got tons of updates. We'll be announcing more guests as the summer moves on. We'll be announcing more events and more activities. And really, you know, so much of what we're doing is focusing on, like, you know, creative happenings and creative activations and stuff like that. Because, you know, let's face it, as cool as all the celebrities that we're bringing in are, and all the other events too, you know, it's really the, you know, the activities and stuff that we can do together that really, you know, draws us together, makes us more of a community, and it's absolutely endearing and enriching. And you know, I think one thing I'd like to close on, and if you guys could just go ahead and post in the comments, let me know, you know, what good novels, horror novels or horror films you would recommend. Oh, I got a great question from Montavious. All right, Montavious, what inspired COFOH? Oh, so Colorado Festival of, I guess no, I'm kidding. I don't mean to put you on the spot, Montavious. So Colorado Festival of Horror, what inspired it? Well, a few of us got together and you know, really realized that Denver did not have a successful you know, horror convention. We had friends that tried to put them on, and, you know, they did a tremendous job, but it was kind of one and done type things. And we're like, hey, if we have enough runway, let's do a thing. Let's bring, you know, let's put together an umbrella. Let's bring our horror friends together and see if we can do a thing. You know, do something fun that brings the community together and get some, you know, kind of, you know, meeting up and connecting, making those lovely connections, and seeing what magic they can, put into the world. And that's essentially, what it was. I myself come from an event organizing background with the long of it, and this will take a little while. Sorry, but it's just me talking. So the long of it is I come from a performance art background. I used to have a performance art group called OFM, where we got dressed up in latex monster outfits that were more like samurai demons, and we get hooked up with blood cannons and stuff. We have a fight choreographed play, and we slash each other, boom, have blood explosions. That's why I'm so used, like the opening of my show is me being doused in very bright pink fake blood is because of that. Anyway, I used to direct it, produce it. We lasted for about 8 years, and then that translated into me doing filmmaking and organizing other events, because I would have to organize our events because we were performing in like junkyards and in street settings and in country settings and in warehouses. And somebody, our friends at Jim at Mutiny, now that's how I met him, booked us at the O, like 10 years ago. And that was a huge stage, and we were able to bring in aerialists, and we had a large metal band with taiko drummers and stuff, and it was great. We had a lot of fun. So I did that, helped with my buddy Charlie LaGreca and Jim Norris of Mutiny, and then Charlie's brother Jeff LaGreca. And we put together DINK, the Denver Independent Comic and Art Expo. We brought in all our comic book friends to help put that on. And then, COFOH just kind of rolled out of that. We used a lot of that momentum, and that was something that Denver sorely needed. And it's nice to see that I think the community is really coming together a lot stronger, and a lot more cohesiveness. And I think we just all need to support each other and as many endeavors as we can. Nothing like late night coffee. So anyway, that's where that is. Real quick, guys, what films are you guys watching? What horror novels are you reading that you would recommend to your friends watching this show? We've only got a few minutes, and then I'm gonna sign off, and we'll be back next week. I can't remember. Shoot, what is the guest next week? Oh, I'm so terrible on my own show, and my producer Lily is probably going to kick my ass for it. But rightly so. I probably deserve it. So I see nobody's commenting. All right. Well, anyway, everybody, thanks for giving me the opportunity to. Oh, there's Montavious. So he just watched Contracted. And Contracted Phase 2. I know of Contracted. I wasn't aware that there's a sequel, Phase 2. So, Jason, yeah, nice. Jason just posted, he just saw Darkman again. And I love that. That is an amazing Sam Raimi movie. Montavious, I know of Contracted, but I haven't seen it. But it sounds like you recommend it, so I'll have to give that a shot. And of course, everybody knows Darkman. That is a classic Sam Raimi film. Brett Smith, my partner at Colorado Festival of Horror, incidentally, just read Stephen Graham Jones, The Only Good Indians, My Heart is a Chainsaw, and Don't Fear the Reaper. Good God, you read a lot. I love it. Brett is an insatiable reader, and I can't wait to announce so many more guests and activities and things that we got going for COFOH. It's going to make your head spin. It certainly makes my head spin. That sort of thing. The first two are Bram Stoker Award winners for best novels. Nice. That's awesome. Yes. For those who aren't familiar with Stephen Graham Jones, he is local to the Longmont area and is a phenomenal writer in novels and graphic novels too. So make sure to look him up if you are not familiar with him. Just finished Timelines of Terror by Josh Spiegel. Ooh, nice. That sounds great. Let's hear. As Brett is indicating, some inside info to those watching. He's coming to. Oh yeah, that's right. Thank you, Brett. I wasn't sure we could announce that, but all right. So Brett has just announced that Stephen Graham Jones is going to be a soon-to-be announced guest at COFOH this year, Slasher Hotel. Oh yeah, Slasher Hotel of Love. Ooh, yeah, that makes it festive. Yeah, so cool. Cool, Scott. Thanks. All right, guys. I think that's going to do it for this week. I will catch you next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And yeah, you guys take it easy. And of course, gotta bring up all our cool sponsors. We've got of course our friends at Mutiny Information Cafe. If you're gonna start a revolution, make sure you're caffeinated. I know I am. And of course, our friends at Hellfire Entertainment. Thanks for rebroadcasting us on your social media. Our friends at Groovy TV. And of course, to Alien Donut Films and Angela Joseph Productions. To Bill and Angela, thanks so much for your support. And of course, to our producers, Lily Fisher, Amanda Armstrong, and Stefan Santa Cruz. Thanks so much, guys, for helping me put this show together. And I appreciate your patience with this off-format presentation. But hey, it was fun. Thank you for letting me run my mouth for an hour and stuff. You guys have a good night. Stay cool and creepy, and make sure to help each other out during tough times, man. And we'll talk to you later. Have a good night, everybody.